Hello, everybody. It's Sean Kokoska, founder and president of Icon Coaching, where we bring you the proven best practices of those real world icons that are actually doing it. So today I've got our special guest, our icon of the month for June. In fact, it's going to happen June 1st at 3 o'clock Central. So that's 1 o'clock Pacific. We're going to have the icon of the month webinar with Mr. Brian North. Brian, welcome to the call.
What's going on, man?
Hey, thanks for being here. So today, gang, what we're going to do is just give you a little sneak peek of what we're going to be talking about in just a few short time on June 1st during the Icon of the Month webinar. So, Brian, I've got a couple of questions for you, buddy, that I've been dying to ask you. And the first is, you are a dynamic marketer because you understand consumer behavior, you understand what people want. So tell me, what is the best ad that you've ever put out there that produced the most significant amount of results?
Yeah, without question. Actually, it's funny. You saw it when we pulled up on screen. It's this ad right here behind me. For those of the viewers that can't see it, it says, "It's about you," and it's the back of my head. So, you know, what I realized when we were launching the company, this was one of the very first ad campaigns that we came up with as a company. And we always do campaigns. It goes everywhere. It goes billboards, shopping carts, postcards, social media channels, everything that we do, we call it a stain the brain campaign, right? So we want it to be that everywhere you look, you see whatever it is the campaign is. And we sat down with an ad agency that we had hired at the time. They said, "What makes you different?" And we talked about the fact that we really wanted to be consumer centric. So we took every ad out of the local rag that was a real estate ad and taped them to a wall. And there was one obvious consistency, and that was it was face and name advertising. I'm number one. I'm the local area specialist. If you want, you know, all the same stuff that we're used to seeing.
Yeah,
so I'm sorry.
Is it not?
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I said, what if we just turn around and use the back of my head? And the first campaign they came back with it said, "It's not about my face." And you'll learn about me is I'm a let's talk about what it is. And I like to speak in a positive tense. So I said, rather than speak about what it's not, let's speak about what it is. And let's just say it's about you. And they were like, that's it. And we had so much traction that one time I actually had someone from another ad agency, So Scottsdale or Modern Scottsdale magazine, drove in and cold called me from a billboard that she saw and said it was one of the best ads I've ever seen. I had to find out who that was.
That's awesome, man. Good job. Great job.
Thanks.
Some other things that you're doing that it seems to me from the outsider in fact, I give a talk from the stage. It's the 8 characteristics that will improve your business. Okay. And one of those is develop the ability to determine the needs of your prospect and then fulfill those needs effectively. So how do you go about that?
You listen intently, but you have to take the client, the prospect, you have to get volume. And I'll give you one of the best examples for me of getting clients in volume was open houses. I, often did, and I still have my team do open houses. We do 2-a-days on weekends in a lot of cases. So a morning and then an afternoon, both days during the weekend was the best way to get a lot of consumers coming into us in spades and being able to question them on what they were seeing in the marketplace. And one of the big turns for us was when people really started catching on to online home searches was we've seen everything online, right? Well, when you hear that consistently, it's then what do I need to find to add value? I need to be able to find something they can't find online. So I started going around and I called it dumpster knocking. And I would find all of the investors that were doing flips in the neighborhood and ask if I could pre-market their house. So I did not ask them to list their house. I just said, can I pre-market it and pre-sell it and you pay me a co-broke? You got that built into your pro forma already. And I would build a list of those and then hold open houses. And when the consumer would come in and say, I've seen everything online, I would say, you haven't seen these. If you want to work with someone who knows the neighborhood, you need to work with me. So that would be an example of paying attention to what the consumer is saying and then going out to working to fill that gap.
Plus, you positioned yourself to really possess something that the market wanted, right?
That's right.
Brilliant. Very cool. So give us a little bit more insight. What else are they going to learn about? Yet, again, this is a teaser, right?
Yep.
So don't give them all of it. Just
come on, man. I want to give it all to them right now. No, man, it's, I think For me, I'm still young in the business. I mean, I've not been in it forever. I mean, 10 years in the business and only 7 years as a real estate agent and a few years as a brokerage owner. So I've not been in it for long. I'm still young. I have a lot to learn. But you know what we've done well, like I said, is finding those empty parking spaces in the business. And I can talk about, how I found them when I was just out door knocking, hustling up one deal at a time, how I found out, how to grow and build a small team, and then find those gaps and values to fill as I went to grow it into a brokerage. And now on the brokerage level, it's what do the agents need, right? So if we're finding great talent and they're coming to us going, hey, I've got a need in the marketplace, and we hear consistent, repetitive things like, hey, the brokerage I'm leaving promised me leads, but the leads stink. We've never heard that before, right? Well, for us, it was they're not teaching you how to sell. So rather than promise you leads, we're going to teach you how to close. So everything, and we built a 2-year plan on a proven strategy that we would show that our agents are better salespeople than your agents. We don't have to give them leads. If they get a prospect, they'll close at a higher ratio because we focused on closing. Now they can't leave us because they know we're the value to helping them close more deals. So that sort of thing. So really everything in between, I think if we spend some time on finding the empty parking spaces, they'll probably get their nugget for the day.
No doubt. So everybody who engages in this program is going to have the opportunity to ask you questions live. So I imagine it's going to be very engaging. It's going to be very exciting. And I can't wait to hear the answers. And Brian, if I know you, and by the way, I've seen Brian present, and he's a dynamic presenter. He's going to teach us how to build rapport with our clients almost instantly. He'll teach us the closing techniques that he's been talking about during our little commercial for our upcoming Icon of the Month webinar. And he's also going to share with us specific strategies that are going to absolutely increase your trajectory, your traction, and most importantly, your income. So I look forward to seeing you all on June 1st. Brian, thanks for taking the time out of your busy schedule to do this little commercial with me. Look forward to seeing you again on June 1st. Again, guys, 3 o'clock Central, 1 o'clock Pacific. Be sure to register, and we'll see you then. Take care.